Right. All right. So welcome everyone to Heart Place. This is Careful. So for those who don't know me, I am Jackie, warmly known as Nurse Jackie, Heart Place Nurse Jackie. I've even got a sign. So maybe 9 or 10 weeks ago, I was still a bedside nurse. So this is really, really exciting for me. I've got a real passion for caring for the carer. So welcome my carers. Definition of a carer is someone that cares. So I'm still just admitting some people. But also future carers. So and I know we've got one of my future carers on here, Charlotte. And so I just so passionately believe that we need to advocate and support them to understand their body and mind, and you know the world fiercely needs carers at the moment. So we've got a bit of a ricochet.
You might need to mute everybody except
I think people need to turn their mics off.
Yeah, I'll just see if I can do that. Mute. So you guys can hear me, eh? Yay, I'm the boss. So hi Sheena, I saw you pop in there. Welcome to Heart Place. Yeah, so just passionately about caring for carers and our future carers. Having been in the caring profession for 26 years, I know that our duty of care for us has been poor. So I've stepped into the arena and gone, we need to do better, but also for our future carers who are in the school system, and they present with generally quite highly sensitive in society and conditioning. We still see that as a weakness, whereas I see it as a superpower. And when we actually empower that and we create boundaries and advocate for ourselves, but also create a life that suits us. So I know for me, I have tried to fit in for 47 trips around the sun, and I just find that I end up in burnout or a moral injury or compassionate fatigue. So I've created a life that suits me, and that is this. So someone was saying, how's lockdown for you? This is my first lockdown, so 5 lockdowns I've had, that I've not been a frontliner. So it's really been a much more pleasant lockdown for me. So for those of you who haven't been to the first and second of these Careful workshops, I just thought I'd run through what we've gone through already. So the first week, and what I will do is I will send you all the previous recordings, and it's short and sharp. We are not mucking around here. So the first one, we did a little session on our values. So that was a guided session, and that we came out with our core values, and I really recommend that we do that on a regular basis, at least every 6 months. So I'd actually done mine a couple of months ago, and when I did that, because I'm in here with you, I'm with you, I came out with a new value. So it's worth doing on a regular basis. And our core values are a great barometer and just supporting us with navigating through life. So it's a real priority in being a carer and filling our care team. So we did that. Then we did an inventory of everything in our lives that we're putting up with. And so from that list, we decided what we were going to make peace with and what we were going to change. So my example is I've got like a Jonah Lomu frown here, like a number 11. And I decided I had to make peace with it, or I was going to do something about it. And so I've been having acupuncture on it. So yeah, it's just all those little things that you've kind of dealt with. So that was my little example. And then we all came up with something that we were going to give up like a numbing vice that we're all using. So originally this container was going to be for 3 weeks, but because of our curveball of Delta, I've extended it to 4 weeks. And so we all came up with something that we were going to give up as that we were using to numb out. So numbing out vices are things like Netflix or scrolling on social media or online shopping, all those sort of things. So there's some people have some interesting vices. So we all came up with something like that. And day one I didn't do so good. Actually, I came up with mine, and so I came clean. I was day one not so good. So a bit of self-compassion, and then started all over again. So then last week we had week 2, and we looked at non-negotiables. So one of my non-negotiables, and it took me 42 years to learn this one, is what a big part of who I am is a carer and a giver. And I just had never learned that I needed to receive to be able to use my superpower of giving and caring. So so I've got a non-negotiable now that every time I give, that I receive. And sometimes they're going out with a stylist, so but those sort of things really do up-level things like your self-worth. And that certainly did that for me, because I'd never ever really given myself that permission. So sometimes there's things like law of attraction. So if you give if you put it out there, then you'll receive back. So, and that's exactly what's happened with that non-negotiable. Other non-negotiables I've got is that I won't actually turn from Meola Road into Point Chev Road right. I won't ever do that. It's like a non-negotiable for me. So I always go around the block. So even sometimes I'll be like, oh, maybe I won't. I'm like, don't forget, it's a non-negotiable. So it's one of those things that you're just not ever you can't negotiate yourself out of. So that's what we did week 2. We also looked at boundaries, and I shared a line that really works for me, that boundaries are for you, not against others. So if you can use that as a bit of a mantra, you can find that you can put boundaries in place so much better. So boundaries are for you, not against others. So we had a good talk about boundaries, and then we looked at non-violent communication. So we looked at, and it takes a bit of practice, and I'll send you the whole list, but and I just gave examples of how you can use it. So you can use it around home, but it's great when you use it in tricky situations as well. So I know that my last nursing role I actually left out of self-preservation, and I had to use non-violent communication because a boundary had been crossed, and I really felt like I'd got my point across, and it wasn't ugly, it was dealt with. So that's what we looked at last week. So this week I'm actually really excited about this week. So this week, one of my superpowers, I didn't know it was my superpower. So I've had it all my life, and so have you've all got it too, is manifesting. So I want to share with you what I use. So I actually have a manifesting journal. So I've just mood boarded it myself. So I want to share with you what I do to manifest. So is anyone a manifester? You are, Amy, a little bit. Okay, I'm a mad manifester. So when I was young, I could I'd be like at a school fair or something, and I could buy a raffle ticket, and I could manifest winning like the meat raffle. It makes me feel sick now, that raffle with a big slab of meat on it. But I was able to do that sort of thing when I was little, and I didn't realize that's what I was doing. So I'm going to share with you my format, and I hope it works for you as well as it does for me. So So with manifesting, so thoughts create our reality. I think that might be quite a common belief for everyone, hopefully. However, what creates us, what actually brings in something that we're desiring or wanting or needing in our life is actually the feelings, and the feelings create a vibration or an energy, and it's actually the energy that brings in what we're asking for or needing or requiring. So that's the sort of process I'm going to go through with you. What I thought I'd do is play the song. And usually my genre of music is actually house music, so this is quite different. So, but it's about the words and the code, and generally, because we're doing short sharp, we'd get into the zone. But I just thought if we can use these words as some coding to get you into a space, and then we'll start with the process. So, and I'll send you the
No.
I'll send you the song as well, because I think it's quite cool. Let's just see if I've hooked it. Just wait and hook it up with my 1 moment callers. My husband's the IT guru here, and I'm like, I just wish it would be slick. Okay. You know, when and it says Yui Boom 2 and there's 2 of them, you're like, well, there's only 1 of them. Like, come on. Let's see if it's this one. Otherwise, we'll go with plan B, which is just from the phone. I think we'll just do that. All right. So just get in your Zen state. Oh, it worked. Just listen to the words. Listen to the words.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I listen to that every day. Especially, I really like the bit about the roadblocks, because I've been on this little mission for 5.5 years, and there's been lots of those. So it's just really nice to release those. So yeah, so I just wanted to try, get us out of our ego a little bit and more kind of into our hearts and into what I call our inner knowing. So what I want to share with you is one of my actual manifestations. So it's a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-step process. So we'll go through it together. And so one of my goals was I really wanted to own a retro caravan. And so that was my goal, to own a retro caravan. And so the first step is to be very specific about what you want. So my specificity was, so it's got to be a what, where, why, and when. So mine was, we will own our own retro 4-berth, tidy, waterproof, roadworthy caravan by December 2019, so we can travel around the top of the South Island over summer 2019-2020. So can you see how specific I've been there? So it was a 4-berth, tidy, waterproof, roadworthy caravan. And I put retro there too, so I really wanted a retro one. So that's the specifics. Then you need to declutter what's kind of now coming into your from your head or your inner critic. So my decluttering was, don't have the money, don't have anywhere to store it, how am I going to tow it, we'll end up with an old crappy one, where will we find it, and so on and so on. So you just absolutely just journal everything that's coming out. And then the next thing that you do is you anchor it. So you can put pictures on your notice board. You can put like I put pictures on my phone. And so each time I turn my phone on, I was looking at a retro caravan. It was tidy, looked waterproof. And then you can start looking at things like, Trade Me and Pinterest and Facebook for actual caravans as well. So you're really anchoring it in, and you're also telling people where we're buying. So you use words like, we're buying a retro caravan. So for example, at the moment, I'm totally manifesting, I need more people. I need more people for the work that I'm doing. So I'm manifesting more people on what I call Hope Island. And this is, I've kind of made an image of what Hope Island looks like. So that's just up in front of me. And it's also on my phone. And it's also part of my password as well. So in the retro caravan story, that was my password as well. So I was always like, retro caravan. And then other things that I've done have been like, I wanted to meet a friend in Byron Bay. So it was always Byron Bay 2020 or whatever it was. So use your password and your phone and your screensavers as your anchors. Okay. And also your anchors are talking like it's happening. So for example, we're and you'll hear my language, we're selling our house in Auckland and moving up north. And so I've been telling people, and so it's, you know, it's landing. I've put it out there. I've used an emotion and I've put it out there. The next step is you need to, so we've done specifics, we've done declutter, and then you need to make it happen. So aligned action, radical action, whatever you want to call it. So we started like having searches on our Trade Me. We went and looked at caravans in person. So we were actually being quite aligned in an action with it. And what did she do? Oh, cool, Shelley. Cool, we've got manifestors here already. So we've all got it in us. It's just about finding what works for us. And so then, so this is all before we still haven't got the retro caravan yet. And then you need to write your magic words. Okay, so the magic words are, we're grateful for this opportunity. We are deserving and grateful for this opportunity to own a retro caravan. So you're putting out there saying, I'm ready to receive because we deserve it and we'll be grateful for it. So that's really important to have those magic words down as well. So just to end the story, we then went away with a bunch of teenagers and we thought, oh, we're in the Bay of Plenty, we'll have a little search and see what's around here at the moment. And so then there was a couple of caravans actually just within the Bay of Plenty. And so we went and looked at them, and one of them was a 4-berth, tidy, waterproof retro caravan. And so we bought it. And so we've got one. So that's my, like, that's one example, but I've got a whole book of them as well. So another thing that I've done, like for me now, my main one is around the work that I'm doing with carers and future carers. So you know, I need more people. I can't do what I want to achieve on my own. So it's all around my Hope Island. And so you'll see, if you follow me on social media, I'm always referring to it. So I'm always just putting it out there. I'm putting energy and emotion into it. It's all across here. It's in my password. So I'm really anchoring it and really owning it and putting emotion and energy into it. And I know I'll get it. I know it'll happen. So if you've got something that you're wanting or needing, and I think we could all make a bit of a commitment that we've got a commonality that, you know, at the moment, given the way the world is that we really do need to step up. So when you do get your little manifesting book, please consider what our world is actually screaming out for as well. And that's one of our superpowers. If you are what's known as a carer and was always sort of seen as being highly sensitive and seen that as a weakness or a curse, that's actually our strength, is because we do care so much, we will actually step up and make a difference. And I think the more of us that get to Hope Island and get empowered and can advocate for ourselves and set those healthy boundaries that we've already kind of referred to in the first couple of weeks, then that superpower of stepping up and making that colossal difference, you know, that difference that our world is screaming out for, is our absolute superpower. So yeah, any questions? I can unmute you. Or you can unmute yourself, actually, if you want to. Or can you? Oh.
Sorry, I'm a bit lost on I don't know if I missed it. What's the Hope Island thing?
God, are you new to that?
I'm in the dark. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. So part of my my mission is that is healing humanity and advocate for change within our education and health system. So I'm a whole health nurse coach. So we very familiar with biomedicine. So if we cut our finger off, we'd obviously want to have a surgeon and pain relief and antibiotics. Then we've got integrative health, which is a lot of our acupuncture and nutrition. And then we've got whole health. So whole health is quite, it's including all of those, but it actually fundamentally, the foundation of it is our inner knowing, our inner self-confidence, our self-worth, self-belief. And then we build up from that. So it's like relationships, our purpose and work, our sexuality, our spirituality, our environment, our creativity. And then from that, we manifest our mental and physical health. So my Hope Island is taking people from Pain Island, where we're seeing a lot of people, and we're doing, we're offering talk therapy and medication, and getting them on board on a boat and traveling to Hope Island, where we can actually advocate for what will make a difference.
Okay.
And we know the evidence, it's science, there's science evidence there that if you include mindset, and I mean, this, Jackie, mindset, and holistic and complementary therapy, that we will see well-being.
The mind and body.
So that's Hope Island. That's Hope Island.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's flipping what we've got at the moment, which is a very archaic schooling system, which I believe has been more detrimental to our well-being of our young people. And then we've got a health system which is still using a lot of support, not sort of opening up to what science is offering to, and is is proof that we can actually get well-beings again. So that's Hope Island. You're on it, sister. You're on it. You're already there.
There we go. Awesome.
If you're not, you're almost there, because the little sparkly thing that you're working with, she'll get you there. So
there's one thing that, so looking at this process that you've outlined, so you said be specific, got that, boom, declutter the kind of the buts and the doubts and the worries that come up. And yes, obviously that needs to be done. Got any tips that work for you, or is anyone else? Because sometimes that part kicks my butt.
Yeah. So it's that from head to hand to writing, and just keep going with it.
So just keep writing it.
Yeah, just keep, and it just
work it through and write it.
Yeah, keep going with it, and then the more,
even though it starts negative, Jackie.
Yep, and the more that you feel into it, the more you start using your language. I mean, you've got NLP to use, so once more you use that, and like literally Monday,
you start with where you are, and you're real, and you work it through.
Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
Thanks. That really helps.
Literally Monday, as a family, we decided we're out of Auckland, and then since then we've been talking like we're out of Auckland.
Oh my God, it's that recent. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Good off.
And now we're just we're going gangbusters. Like we've got Irks, we've got safari tents, we're having Airbnbs. Like we're going. It's ready.
All on.
Yeah.
Did you buy an island?
What's that?
Did you buy an island?
Yeah. Well, I manifested it. So, but also, it's we're collectively putting energy into it. So everyone's into it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have kept going if everyone wasn't into it. But everyone's into it, and we're actually going to board the girls at my parents' down in Auckland during the week, so now they're into it. So we've kind of just got this collective energy going all the way into it. So it's takes practice, but the more you sort of adhere to it and then see the results, well, that's adherence, isn't it? When you see the benefits, you adhere to it. So yes, Moist.
So
Yeah.
I wrote a funny when you said that, but actually it's kind of marriage. When you can see a couple of nods there. There is, you asked me actually just yesterday, I think, to think of my best life and envision my best life and then go, what does that look like? And what's your current reality? So my best life is living in a tumble down shack in Piha, doing some art and supporting my local community. It doesn't, if I manifest that, I'm going to have a bunch of angry motherfuckers and my in-laws are coming after me. So, do you know what I mean? Like, so
I do. It's, radical change is uncomfortable. But who you're living for, who you're living your best life for. And and that's whole health. Whole health is this is science. This is science-based. So just to catch everyone up, I train with Lissa Rankin, who's a medical doctor in the US. So she's mind over medicine. And this is why I say it's quite the opposite to what we're hearing in biomedicine. So we're kind of in society, we're taught eat well, move your body, and your mental health will come right. However, what the science is showing us is get your inner knowing, get your inner self-belief, your self-worth, and your self-worth, self-belief. Get that, find that barometer. And that's why I started with our first week with our values, because you can use your values as a barometer, like you can, even when people ask me to a movies, I'll look at my values and go, is this gonna, is this where I want to spend my energy? Is this going to be the best way I spend time? So, and so that's the foundation. So, and it's so interesting. So I was just on a call with Mel and other Jackie, and just the way that we're sort of talking to our kids, like, for example, when they come and say, which sweatshirt should I wear, Mum? And we go, oh, wear the red one. And so we haven't been brought up with value and validating ourselves. We've brought up with other outside value and validation, particularly as women. That's more so. So that's the foundation. And then what you're asking me is around, the next one is actually relationships. So that's what you're asking me, is around relationships. And it's here. I'll show you. It's like this. It's actually like rocks on top of one another. So you've got your inner knowing at the bottom, and then your relationship. So you need all that foundation, and then you will manifest the mental health, mental wealth, and the physical wealth. So that is whole health. So I'm a whole health nurse coach, and that's when you work with me, that's where we work from the inner knowing, those relationships. And I know it's tricky, and I know it's sticky, and I know it's icky. But it's actually, that's, and this is science, it's cancer making, those relationships that aren't in alignment, that aren't filling you up. Yeah. And then the other one is purpose. The next one is purpose. And your purpose, your purpose doesn't have to be being Oprah Winfrey. Your purpose can be that you're a good mum, or that you're a good neighbour. But we need to have some form of purpose for our well-being. So my purpose is to heal humanity and make a change to our education and health system. So it's just, that's why I need to manifest the villages. because I can't.
Jackie, your goals are too small. I
Yeah,
think you
too
need
small.
to think. You need to think bigger.
You wait, you'll be like, I remember when we sat on a Wednesday night with Nurse Jackie.
I love the way on Monday you just casually dropped that moving out of Auckland bomb and then moved on.
I know.
This is what's happening. Next.
I'm fun to live with. I'm a hope dealer, a light worker, and a joy seeker.
Hope dealer, I like that.
But I just did some talk therapy recently, and the psychologist was like, so I guess next time I see you would be when you're on TV with Oprah Winfrey. And I'm like, yes, you will. Yes, you will. So and so because I've decluttered all that other stuff, all that societal stuff that messages that were given to me. And it takes a village. This takes a village. This takes a village. Takes a village. And that's what I'm creating as villages, so that other people, that we can start stop this kind of stigmatizing. And because I look back now at all my burnouts and all my lowest mental fitness times, and I think actually I just wasn't in the right place. There was nothing wrong with me. I didn't need fixing. I just wasn't in the right environment with the right people, with the right purpose. My spirituality wasn't being nurtured. My sexuality wasn't being nurtured because no one had bloody told me stuff. So there's all these taboos and secrecies that I didn't know about. My creativity had dropped because I didn't see adults having play and fun. And so that's why I was unwell. And so now I prioritize all those things. Yeah. Sorry, Shelley, I can see that your hand's up. Please talk to me.
No, it's absolutely fine. I just think it's quite interesting because I intentionally earlier this year made myself jobless and homeless. I'm a solo mum. I've raised 3 children. I'm a mental health nurse. I've been a mental health nurse for nearly 40 years. So I started this journey around New Zealand, and I do self-employment coaching, supervision, teaching stuff. And modeling to my children that you could do this stuff was really important. I've been rather scuppered because of lockdown. So I'm actually staying with friends in Tauranga, which is a beautiful part of the world. But my mantra when I decided to do this about 4 years ago was, what would I do if I wasn't afraid?
Ooh.
And that's the name of my business. It's what would I do if I wasn't afraid? And I can't remember who was speaking. Was it the other Jackie, about how the stuff gets in the way? Just put yourself in a position where you go, okay, if none of that existed, what could I do? Because it's actually possible. I'm 55. I've come out of an abusive marriage many moons ago. I've raised 3 children. I'm employed. I'm self-employed. And until the bloody virus decided to mutate again, I was traveling New Zealand and doing remote working. Any of this is possible.
Yeah.
And, I just want to encourage people to do it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Move out of Auckland, girl. Move out of Auckland.
Yeah, I'm going.
Get away.
Oh, I'm going. I cannot wait. I'm like every cell in my body is ecstatically excited. Yeah. So
but I just wanted to touch on what you were saying, because
thank you
it works, just have a bit of a dream.
And
have
it's
a dream.
so interesting because I walked away from my nursing role and self-preservation, and then my 16-year-old's been working in a supermarket last week, which, supermarket. And I sat down with her last week. She's 16, and I just said to her, I want you to feel into your body, into your inner knowing, and is this where you need to be? And she said, yes, it is. And I said, okay, as soon as your body says it's not, then it's time to step away, just like Mum did. And she woke me up on Friday night at like 2 a.m, and she said, Mum, my body's telling me I have to step away. I was like, but I was stoked. I was just like, cool, awesome. I'm totally going to support that. So it's about being that example, isn't it? And I mean, if you follow me, I'm just always harping on about, you know, our young people seeing us having fun and play and being,
and I think it's absolutely, and I think it's really important to let our kids know and to let our friends and family know that you can be successful if you live in accordance with your values. And once you do that, it's a lot easier place to be.
Isn't it? And equally fun and play, but equally vulnerable, brave, and hot and messy. You know?
Yeah, hot and messy.
Yeah.
Go hot and messy.
Yeah. So one of my lines is going from hot mess to hot healed success. And that's why I always say this takes a village, because I now ask for support. I don't ask for help. I don't ask to be fixed, but I ask to be held and contained. And I love it. Usually I have Kimberly on here, which she's actually editing some of my work, so it's and she, like, last week, because I got, because superpower of being highly sensitive, you know when things are coming up. So I knew this lockdown was coming up, and I could just say to her, I'm feeling highly sensitive today. And she just messaged me, how's that high sensitivity? I said, yeah, it's high. And she said, what are the whispers telling you? And I felt contained. No one was fixing me. She wasn't saying to me, go for a walk, go have a pedicure, you know, like she was just holding my space so that I could be me in that given moment. And I'm really big about that. And we've got lovely Charlotte on here, who's who's a future carer, and it's about and she's heard me harp on about this many times. It's about being in that moment, whether it's mad, bad, sad, or glad. And so that's all I want for my kids, is to be in the moment just as they are. And that's what I want for myself. And there's nothing wrong with us. I've been told there's something wrong and I need fixing all my life. In actual fact, it was barometers, they were messages telling me, you're not in the right place, girlfriend. Get out. So now,
like I'm trying to eat soup with a fork.
Absolutely. I love that analogy.
Wrong, the soup's not wrong, or being a freaking racehorse and they're using you as a donkey ride at the
look at me now. I flourish in this space now. It's colourful and orderly and it's sunny. I mean, I've worked in nursing places, and a couple of the girls are here, where I looked out into a dirty car park. And I keep thinking, oh, there's something wrong with me. I need fixing. I'm like, look at it, a dirty car park.
Nothing wrong with you.
And I wasn't with my A-listers. That's what we're doing next week, so I'm not going to go into it this week. But let me just check our messages.
I'm going to go because I don't want to be rude to my host, because dinner's on the table. Thank you. I'll see you all next time.
Yeah, thanks, Shelley.
Bye, Shelley.
I particularly like the lady who used the word moist, because I love that word. Great.
She's just my new friend.
Love her.
Yeah.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, I love our supermarket workers too. And I'm so pleased she listened to her body, because now 1,900 supermarket workers are on. How clever is that? A 16-year-old tapping into her body. It's so cool. I so love that I can share that with people, especially, you know, my people. And I mean, I was 42 years around the sun before I learned this stuff. So that's why I'm so passionate about it being part of our education and health system. It's going to happen. It will happen. Hey, Amy. So that's why I'm manifesting more people on Hope Island with me, so that because I just can't do it on my own, because I just sound like a nut bar. Crazy lady. Anyway, it's meant to be short and sharp. Meant to be short and sharp. So that's manifesting.
Glorious. Simple.
Yeah.
On it.
Do it. Do it. And I want to hear.
Do we have a special, do we go and get a special journal now? I love an excuse to buy a new journal.
Are you serious? Of course, always. And then
Jackie, this is when you hold up your
I know,
special
I'm just-
customized heart place journal.
This journal's coming out soon for people like you, Holly, for your daughter.
Oh, you're doing one.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Oh wait, what this one? So I've co-created a New Zealand Fauna and Flora menstrual cycle journal. So we've got kawakawa. If you know New Zealand plants, kawakawa is the most, what's that magic kawakawa? Kawakawa, putakawa, manuka, kowhai. I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that project. So yes, please buy a journal. I made my own because I like to be.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. It looks like a teenager's scrapbook. I feel like if I opened that,
Yeah.
there would be a picture of, well, teenage now, Harry Styles.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So get your kids doing it. I get my kids to do it. I'm like, what's on your phone? Get your friends off your phone and get what you want on the picture of your phone. You can change your password, like change it to $500,000, I don't know, lotto win, whatever.
PHAR 2023.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're talking.
There. All right, Leanne.
Okay,
You heard it here first.
help unstick the my husband's just been to pack and save, so
Oh yeah, cool. All right, everyone.
help him unpack. But thank you so much. So
Welcome. And go well in all your bubbles,
Yes.
from my heart place to yours, and we'll see you next week. And please let me know if anyone manifests something this week. I'll be well keen to hear.
Yeah, no manifesting COVID, okay?
Yeah. No.
Just big happy heart bubbles.
Yeah, totally. Heart place.
Oh, there's Raquel. Raquel, you've been silent on my screen the whole time. I was like, who's Raquel?
Yes, I'm here.
And
So-
Sheena and Helen and Megan. They're all a bit mysterious.
Yeah, I know, right? Love it.
So I avoided the camera a little bit.
Oh, there you are.
Thank you, Jackie. Really nice.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming to Heart Place, and I'll see you next Wednesday, and I'll send you a video. Good night. Good night.
Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Love you. Bye.
I'm trying to